Do you want me to say my name, or what do you want first, or what?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and start with your name.
Okay. I'm Debra Claymore, and I'm from the Cheyenne River Lakota Sioux tribe, and my reservation is in the middle of the state of South Dakota. My Indian name is Taksha Iyankiwia, and that means running deer woman. When I think about stories about my family, one of the ones I'm proud of is that, I don't know if any of you heard of Custer's Last Stand, probably, but it's called the Battle of Little Bighorn now. And my great-great-grandfather fought in that battle. And his name was Dog's Backbone, and that's loosely translated from the Lakota words. And you know how dogs, when they get angry, that hair stands up on the back of their neck? Well, that's why he got that name. Well, he was one of the war chiefs, and he had his little band at the Battle of Little Bighorn, and this is where Custer was fighting the Indian people, and he had his war band behind him, and there was a cavalry division up on the hill, and he turned around to his men and he says, "You gotta be really careful. They're a long way away, but their shots go really far." And as he turned back around, a bullet hit him in the head, and he was killed. He was one of the few Indians that were killed at that time, or during that battle. And they have a memorial there right now that has his name on it, along with, I don't know how many, maybe 15 other Indian people were killed. Well, then my great-grandfather, his boy was 5 years old at the time, and he saw his dad getting killed. And his mom and her sisters took him up to Canada, where Sitting Bull was. And his Indian name was Kills First. And so then after that, then they came back down to the Dakotas, and they had the reservations and everything then. And he, back then, like the government wanted to take the Indian out of our people. And so they would come and take kids away from their parents and send them to Indian boarding schools, or government boarding schools. And so they took him, and what they did is, like, they would cut their hair, and that was in our culture, what that means is that somebody close to you or a relative has died, and so you cut your hair, and you basically leave it long other times. And they'd cut his hair, they cut their hair, and if they tried to speak their language, then they'd get beaten for that. And they would give them English names, Christian names, that's what they called it. So his Christian name was Harry Kingman. So when he grew up and got older, they had him go around talking about the battle. And somebody, after he's done, some people would come up and shake his hands. And this woman came up and said, "You'll pardon me if I don't shake your hand, because my husband was George Armstrong Custer." So that was pretty cool, I thought, But anyway, my great-grandpa, Harry Kingman, came back to our reservation, and he became first judge for our tribe, and we're just really proud of him. One other story is about my dad. After he finished elementary school on the reservation, right across the Missouri River was an Anglo school, high school. So his mom wanted to send him over there. So he went over there, and he stayed with a white family during the 4 years he was there. And my dad is a really good athlete. I mean, he could play basketball, football, softball, boxing, anything like that. Anything he tried, he just excelled in it. And back then too, and even when I was young, racism was very alive, very alive. And his senior year, he was president of the senior class, which never happened. It was incredible. Okay, so after that, he wanted to go to college because my grandma, his mom always said, you know, you gotta go to school, gotta go to school. So he had like $83 in his pocket, something like that. And they had a school up in Ellendale, North Dakota, which was just right across the border. And they called it Ellendale Normal School College. And so he had the $83, and he went in to the president, and he says, all I have is $83 and I want to go to school. But I can play any sport you want me to, and I'm really good at it. So the president looked at him and said, give me your $83. So he got to go through, and he got a bachelor's degree in industrial arts and chemistry.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he was back on our reservation, and he brought us kids up. There's 5 of us. You go get an education, and you come back and help your people. That was drilled into us until we were grown up. So we did. It was just something, you know, we're going to do it, and that's it. You know, it's always in our mind. And so my oldest brother is a dentist. I have my master's degree in educational administration. I was a teacher and a principal. My next sister has her doctorate in educational administration plus her superintendency. My next sister has her master's in music education, and our youngest sister has her doctorate in clinical psychology. And then our kids, my husband and our kids, we always told them, you go get your education, because my husband had his master's in educational administration for high school. And so our kids all, you know, they all excelled. And our youngest 2 are pharmacists. They graduated from CU Denver, the Anschutz Center.
Cool. Yeah.
And they're doing like our older of the youngest, he just finished 2 years at Indian Health Service Hospital down in Phoenix. And then the youngest one just started 2 years for Indian Health Service Clinic in Tucson.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
all of our kids, my sisters and my brother's kids, they've gone on to get an education too. So just really proud of our family.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.